part 5 of my Universal VHS collection for 2024 edition. So, anyways, no time to waste. Let's continue. So, here we go. This movie needs a rewatch soon, so yep. Which I'll rewatch it after Halloween, so yep. July 22nd, 1987 and September 11th, 1987. Printed the 37th week of 1987. There you go. If you can all read it. Classic movie that I really enjoyed, starring Sigourney Weaver and Brian Brown. Universal movie co-made by Warner Brothers, but the Warner Brothers logo's not shown, only the international rights. And and this movie was released by Universal in North America, so yep. Guts tape from the Youth Ranch, brand new back in 2017, just a few months after the thrift store opened in our area, so yep. January 10th and January 14th, 1990, praying so where are you know we'll have at the end. Printed the second week of 1990. Great movie from 2001 that has Kelly MacDonald, the late Maggie Smith, Clive Owen, Helen Maureen, Stephen Fry, and the late Michael Gambon. So, yep. And this is a USA Films movie from 2001. The print date is June 6, 2002. Printed the 22nd week of 2002. Classic movie from 1988 that stars Dan Aykroyd and the late John Candy. I got this tape from Nana's back in 2019 before she moved to Boise, so yep. November 3rd, 1996. Printed the 44th week of 1996. Funny 1996 movie right here that stars Adam Sandler along with Christopher McDonald, the late Carl Weathers, and the late Bob what's his last name? Oh yeah, Bob Barker. Bob Barker makes a cameo appearance in this movie, so yep. And Bob Saget, who plays Danny in Full House, so I didn't say Bob Saget. It's Bob Barker, so yep. And this is a 1999 reprint. September 10th, 1999. Printed the 36th week of 1999. Classic movie from 1950 that stars Jimmy Stewart and his imaginary friend who is a rabbit named Harvey himself. August 27th, 1997. Printed the 34th week of 1997. So this is a later pressing. Oops. If you haven't watched this movie, I recommend you watch it. This movie reminds me of If, so yep. In which I do have If on Blu-ray, so yeah. July 16th, 1998. Printed the 28th week of 1998. I think I got this tape from Goodwill since 2017, so yep. April 16th, 1994, so praying, so we already know we'll have at the end. Printed the 14th week of 1994. This movie needs a rewatch soon because this movie stars Abbott and Costello. And I got this tape since 2018, so yep. And came with an ad, but I'm not going to show it because of time. July 27th, 1994. Praying, so we already know have at the end once again, so yep. Printed the 30th week of 1994. And I do need to watch this movie soon because Halloween's coming up. But it has Abbott and Costello in it, so yep. Another reprint. Print date is December 3rd, 1998. Printed the 49th week of 1998. Classic movie from 1942, starring Bing Crosby and Fred Astaire. And this movie was released by Paramount, but Universal bought the rights to this movie since 1967, since Paramount, older Paramount movies was released by Universal. So, yep. September 21st, 1994. Praying, so we already know we'll have at the end. Once again, printed the 38th week of 1994. So this tape turns 30 years old this year, so yep. If you haven't watched this movie, go ahead. I recommend you watch it for the holiday season, so yep. Classic show right here from 1963, or which those episodes came out in 1963. So, yep. July 26, 1995. Printed the 30th week of 1995. And yes, I'm showing two Jack Betty tapes, in which they're both I got from the Salvation Army thrift store back in 2019. October 19th, 1995. Printed the 42nd week of 1995. I'll show these after I show the other tape, which I'll show it next, so yep. Good underrated movie from 1997 that stars Bruce Willis, Richard Gere, along with Jack Black and Sidney Poitier, so yep. September 17th, 1998. Printed the 38th week of 1998. Good underrated movie right here from 1997. For more tapes for this video, then stop here for part 7. Classic 1979 movie starring Steve Martin, along with Burnett Peters and Carl Reiner, who makes a cameo appearance. And he also directed this movie as well, so yep. December 6, 2000. Printed the 50th week of 2000. If you haven't seen this movie, go ahead. I recommend you watching this movie since it's a classic, so yep. I do like this movie right here from 1994 that stars Arnold Schwarzenegger along with Danny DeVito and Emma Thompson. May 10th, 1995. Printed the 19th week of 1995. I believe this tape is a full rental from, I think, Videoland. So, yep. And I've seen this movie before, back in 2018 and 2020. I really like this movie, so, yep. And this is one of my all-time favorite Steven Spielberg movies from 1993. And plus, it's one of my all-time favorite movies right here, so, yeah. I got this tape from Goodwill since 2016. And this movie stars Sam Neill, along with Laura Dern, Jeff Goldblum, and Richard Attenborough. September 11th and September 14th, 1994, printing so we already know what have at the end. Printed the 36th week of 1994. And I do have Jurassic Park 3, which I'll show this tape next. And here's the last tape for this video. And this movie has William H. Macy and the late Michael Jeter, so, yep. November 18th and November 25th, 2001. Printed the 47th week of 2001. If y'all can read it. And here it is. Oh yeah, I do have the Lost World Jurassic Park, which I'll show it in the next video. And I do have the first two Jurassic World movies on Blu-ray, which I'll show it on my Universal Blu-ray collection for 2024 edition. Well, everybody, that's it for this video. Stay tuned for part 7, so, yep.